Hey, it's Coach M here. Are you wondering whether you're dealing with a narcissist in your life? Maybe you're curious if your boss, friend, coworker, parent, or partner is really a narcissist, and you want to know how to deal with them? A lot of people think of a narcissist as merely a very self-absorbed person who only cares about themselves, always has to be the center of attention, never sees themselves as being wrong, and constantly tries to one-up you. Well, there are actually two different types of narcissists. I'll tell you what they are and the signs to look out for coming up. If you haven't already done so, if you could do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button for me, that would be wonderful. I'm on a mission to spread these tools on this channel out to as many people as possible. And as you know, life can be filled with so many challenges and hardships, and the more knowledge, tools, and strategies we have to help us through those hard times, the better. Thank you. Okay, do you have that one person in your life right now that makes you wonder, are they a narcissist? Maybe it's your brother, or your mother-in-law, or your father, or even your boss. There are two different types of narcissists. The first is called an overt or grandiose narcissist, and the second is called covert or vulnerable narcissist. An overt narcissist is the self-centered, has to be the spotlight of attention, entitled, thinks they're better than everyone else type of narcissist. And a covert narcissist actually shows their self-centeredness in a different way. They're oftentimes socially withdrawn, not wanting to be in the spotlight because they constantly feel like others are judging and criticizing them. Their primary focus is on themselves, and they think everyone else is focused on them too. They have high anxiety and play the victim a lot. And they get stressed really easily and are usually consumed with their negative thoughts about themselves and about others. Here are the signs to look out for if you think that you're dealing with a narcissist. Remember, narcissism is on a spectrum or a scale. Some people fall on the lower end of the spectrum and others are on the higher end. First sign that tells you that you could be dealing with a narcissist is if they exhibit very little empathy or no empathy at all. You could be telling them a sad story and they'll dismiss it or say something like, oh, that sucks, but then proceed to tell you about a story that was worse than yours. Or better yet, a story about something similar that happened to them and how successful they were in dealing with that bad thing that happened. This type of response from them may make you start to question whether you handled the situation in your story the right way. Or if you're feeling frustrated, sad, or angry about something, they'll devalue your emotions, telling you something like, oh, you're being overly sensitive, or you're overreacting, or that you shouldn't feel those emotions at all. Narcissists are skillful and masterful at manipulation. So they may not come right out and say that you shouldn't feel that way. Instead, they'll actually say things like, you shouldn't be angry about this because you did this, this, and this, and this in the situation. They'll negate your feelings altogether and even spin a situation to make you doubt your feelings and doubt how you're responding to them. Another word for this type of behavior is gaslighting, where they make you doubt your own reality. It's an emotional manipulation tool that narcissists are very good at. They not only pretty much tell you that what you're feeling and the emotions you're experiencing are wrong, but they also use deflection, which is bringing up a situation from the past where you were wrong or you did something that wasn't right. And this is all an attempt to make themselves look good and to make you look bad. Narcissists have to always feel like they're in control, that they're on top and you're on the bottom. In another video, I'll explain where narcissistic behavior really comes from and how to handle it, especially if you're dealing with a narcissist that you can't easily cut out of your life, like a parent or an in-law or a sibling or even a partner that's not easy to leave. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified when I upload that video. Second sign that you could be dealing with a narcissist is if the person is overly sensitive to criticism of any kind. They take everything personally. It could be a light joke about something that has nothing to do with them, and they actually internalize it to mean something about themselves. And even the slightest criticism can trigger them to become defensive, aggressive in their response, or even rageful. Because narcissistic behavior is centered around feelings of inadequacy and insecurity. So when they feel like someone is exposing their flaws or weaknesses, they'll do whatever they have to in order to be seen as the one on top, the one with all the power. This includes making you look like you don't know what you're talking about, manipulating you and people close to you by planting seeds of doubt in your mind, as well as saying and doing things to get other people to doubt you too. Third sign is a feeling of arrogance and entitlement, believing they are so much better than they are and they deserve the best. Narcissists often have delusions of grandeur. It's when they believe that they have more power, wealth, intellect, or other traits than they really do. Some delusions could be about events and situations that possibly could have happened, but they actually didn't, or they're being exaggerated. Narcissists believe that they're more reliable than anyone else, and they may tell you that you just don't understand or you just don't get it. They only see their reality, even when facts or proof are provided. They'll assume that it's not correct because they believe that they are correct. Fourth sign is they have controlling or neglectful parents. Now, just because someone has controlling or neglectful parents doesn't mean that they're a narcissist. But parenting does play a huge role in narcissism. Quite a bit of research shows that narcissism typically stems from parents who were way overprotective, controlling their child's every move, not giving their child any choices or any autonomy, having higher expectations of their child than what's reasonable for that stage of development, or narcissism can stem from having parents that were never around, physically or emotionally, that devalued the child's emotions and neglected or abused them. Fifth sign is the consistent need for admiration and validation. You'll see this a lot when they tell stories about things that happened to them, and they're always cast as the hero in their story, where they did the right thing, the honorable thing, or they'll tell you about their success stories, painting themselves in a way to get others to validate and admire them. For narcissists that fall on the higher end of the spectrum, they can be extremely skillful at crafting their stories to fit what you think is important or what you find admirable. For instance, if helping others is important to you, they may tell you all the stories in which they helped someone. It could be how they lent money to a friend or told a friend what to do in a certain situation. So if they're always showing themselves as the hero in their stories, you may just be dealing with a narcissist. Sixth sign is they're always playing the victim and the blame game. Now, this sign would fall under the covert narcissist type, which is also called the vulnerable narcissist. These are people who constantly think everyone is judging them or out to get them. They may say things like, I don't ever get recognized at work because my manager is a complete idiot. I could do his job better than him. Or, I only got angry and yelled because you were pushing my buttons again like you always do. This one can be sneaky and can be missed, especially if what they tell you pulls on your heartstrings. You may start to feel sorry for them and want to help them feel better. But remember, you are not responsible for how anyone feels. They are in charge of their own emotions and reactions, and it is never your job to try to fix anyone. You can't, and you have to remember that. Trying to do it will get you caught up in an endless destructive pattern. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it with anyone that you think may benefit from it. And if you want to see more videos like this one, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and click on the bell icon to get notified when I upload a new video. I hope that you have an incredible day, and I'll see you in the next video.